No, we got that all worked out. Oh, well, it's time to talk about graduations, the difference between corporate and indie as far as how they operate and how they handle things. Let's just say, started in the beginning of 2024, it wasn't exactly a good year for Hololive or for Niji Sanji. Controversies surrounded both companies. We had multiple talents leaving. Uh, year start off with a termination of Mel, Ozora Mel, of Hololive due to breach of contract. And as you can see here, reason why. Uh, I mean, the difference between Niji Sanji and Mel, Niji Sanji and Hololive, you didn't get a whole bullet point. You just got breach of contract. That's the difference. And as comparative speaking, where you had hold on. What happened with Slen when they like had like a document with like 15 different type of excuses other than dealing with the fact that hey, she was bullied, and then you had the black stream, and then all this information about Niji Sanji being leaked, and lawyers covering it and all that stuff. Then we had this happen.
But yeah, so I'm announcing the conclusion of my Amelia Watson's general activities. Although technically not a graduation by name. My last day here, my last day streaming, will be on September 30th. So, we have a little over 11 days. And I know it sounds kind of confusing, but an official post from the company will be up shortly explaining with more details.
Basically, we got the announcement of Emil Watson. Basically, it's going to stop streaming for Hololive, and well, she became Doobie, and she makes guest appearances when asked, and it gave her a little bit of freedom to decide her schedule. And most of us, while depressed the fact that she wasn't going to stream regularly, we took comfort in the fact that she'd be willing to come back and do like a one-off, be there for concerts and all that. It's still a slightly depressing note that simple fact being we myth lost a member. That was basically the first major, not to downplay Sana, announcement of English VTuber who's been there for an extended period of time, 4 years with Hololive, was leaving. Then we got this.
坂本クロエとしての、配信活動を終了し、1月末頃に卒業することを決めました。まあ、大切なお知らせって言ったんで、ちょっとなんとなくそうなのかもなって思ってた子もいると思うんですけど、そうですね、1月末頃に卒業を決めました。で、まあ、このタイミングで言うかどうかとかすごい悩みまして、めちゃめちゃ本当に。
And she pretty much did the same thing Amelia does. She's gonna stop streaming for Hololive and come back every once in a while for special occasions or when other talents ask her to. I mean, we thought this was the new trend. Instead of people just stop or leave Hololive, we thought, well, they're going to still be associated with Hololive and they'll come back every once in a while. They may come back for Holofest and all that. And still be a member of Hololive, but not a streaming and taking part of everything Hololive does. Then we had Aqua graduate, full blown. Then we had, which kind of shook things up a little bit, because now we have people leaving. Then we had Shion, and this is when we first start. I believe Aqua said the same thing. Reason why I'm graduating is due to difference in the direction of the company. That saying started getting bounced around a lot. Then Fauna. It was like rapid
I'll be
fire.
graduating from Hololive on January 3rd, 2025. The reason for my graduation is disagreement with management. I've grown so much ever since joining.
We got disagreements with management. And we had Mume. This is rapid
On
fire.
April 28th, the reasons being internal misalignments with the company and chronic health issues affecting my ability to use my voice over the last 2 years. I made great efforts to find resolutions in all areas, but ultimately decided this made the most sense for myself.
Basically, again, we have a difference with management, direction of the company, and with Mume, it was medical. Her streaming content was tapering off for the last 2 years because she was posting on Twitter, X, about her voice issue. That she got sick, and then after that, she constantly had problems with her voice. And that's the reason why she left. This one was the big one for Hololive.
From Hololive English Myth. Thank you for coming tonight and for being here. It really means a lot to me that you're here right now. I'll keep this short and to the point. I'm not so good with words, but I will do my best. And please forgive me. I am reading off of some notes so that I don't forget anything. First of all, I'm really sorry for worrying you. for upsetting you with this announcement. This has been a very long time coming, but today I am here to announce that I will be graduating from Hololive on May 1st, 2025, JST. My reasons being disagreements with management and company direction.
When Gura's announcement of her graduating from Hololive happened, the internet exploded. Because this is like the fourth time we heard disagreements with management and company direction. There was a lot of people making assumptions, even saying her song Ash Again was basically the reason why. We gotta remember this music and all that was being worked on for I think for about 2 years. The idea, the animation, all that, it all happened within the 2 years. Getting Gura going to Hololive and all that stuff to get permissions to do things. And things were better for Nijisanji. They had multiple English VTubers or livers, as they call them, leaving and appearing different companies. They have quite a few drama going on with their livers, and let's just say a lot of things came out about how Nijisanji operates, which brings into question of how their livers are being actually treated, the money cut, all that stuff. But we learned quite a bit about how Nijisanji operates and treats. But it's not just Nijisanji. I mean, you can use the phrase direction of the company and disagreements with management. That's basically what happened with Splint. And everybody jumped to conclusions. That's what was going on with Hololive. Hololive was acting like Nijisanji. It, depending on your perspective of things, you're going to go with that, or you're going to sit here and make guesses, but we will never know the actual reason why these people in Hololive left, why they stopped streaming, why they left the company, all of that. We'll never truly know the reasons why they left. Because it's an ambiguous statement at best. Disagreements with management and direction of the company. We can make some, with each individual one, we can make assumptions why they left. But basically, it comes down to they're not having the freedom to do the projects they want to. They want to have freedom to collab who they want to, when they want to, not to jump through hoops to get certain projects done. We can make that a logical assumption. And stress came into play with a lot of these talent, because there's pressure when you're like with the number one or number two company to constantly perform. And whether you want to spend most of your time in the studio rehearsing, learning songs, or you'd rather be streaming. And some people just want to stream. They just want to do their thing. And some of them have medical conditions, like Mume. And some, like Gura, was basically stressed out. Let me see if I can. Well, I'm gonna play hers.
I debuted in September of 2020 with 4 other incredibly talented girls who I respect and admire. I had barely any streaming or singing and dancing experience before joining this company. It was incredibly exciting, but also very intense and unexpected to be suddenly surrounded by so many eyes and expectations. I remember there being many days where the stress was so overwhelming that I couldn't eat or keep food down. But the continuous support and patience of my
She became the brand. You thought when people say Hololive, Gargura was one of the first names that come to mind. She also got tagged with the face of Vtuber because she was the largest subscriber. I mean, right here, to this day, she still has the most subscribers. Marine just broke 4 million. Gura's been there for about the last 2 years. And the demand for her time, the expectations, and her expectations that she put on herself, well, that's a lot of stress to be put on you. I mean, it's not every VTuber that gets to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Dodger Stadium, much less be the first one. And it was just not like maybe a couple thousand. How many? Let's see how many seats are in Dodger Stadium. $56,000. 56,000 people showed up to hear anime shark girl sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I'm not saying they all showed up for her. I'm not saying that, but I am saying she did that in front of 56,000 people. That's very stressful. And then with the Dodgers winning the World Series, everybody's saying it's because of Gura. That's though a lot of things, a lot of stressful situations, not having the ability or get approval for all your projects that you want to do, all come to a heads with the saying, direction of the company, disagreements with management. Most of it is creative and stress of not being able to do what you want to do, or having a medical issue, or being the most popular VTuber in the world. like I said before in other videos, it happened so fast that she didn't have time to adjust, and it was all just put on her. And she's an introvert. That's probably the most stressful, fearful thing that can happen to an introvert. All of a sudden, you're the star. You're the brand. You're the name that everybody points to, going, you gotta be as good as her when you're dealing with the imposter syndrome, thinking you don't deserve all of these accolades and all this stuff, and you're confused. Why is it happening to me? Now, Niji Sanji, everybody knows how Niji Sanji's run. It's not exactly the best working conditions. Let's put it that way. You have cliques. It's very a high school type of mentality among the livers. Comparatively speaking, where Hololive, from all appearances, the gen mates get real close, and they get close with other members of Hololive, whether it be JP, English, Indonesia. They all collab together. They even collab outside of it. That's a price that you have to pay when there's a price. The good stuff is you're surrounded by talented people. You learn a lot. You have access to a lot of resources that you won't have as an indie. And you don't have to pay for your model. You don't have to worry about merch design. The company takes care of all that for you. Sponsorships and all that. The company takes care of that for you. And sometimes you wonder, especially now with Gura, Mume, Fauna all graduating in such rapid succession, with Shion and Chloe leaving, and Aqua. These are not like they've been with the company for a year. We're talking people who have been there from, I think with Aqua, was like she was there for like 6 or 7 years. And for her to leave, it was a shock. And then you had to deal with Shion, another long member of Hololive, leaving. And that's when all the difference with management and company directions all start hitting. Well, people start thinking that Hololive operates the same way as Niji Sanji, which is furthest thing from the truth. Two separate companies, two separate ideas of how things should be done. Put it this way, Yago does not have a yacht. Every bit of money that comes into Hololive goes back into Hololive and not back into the CEO's pocket so he can go buy a yacht. People point to Hololive going public, where the changes started, and where it was more shifting to idol type of activities, where demands on the talent to do concerts and all that. Basically, from what I've understand how these concerts operate, and how, like, the 3D birthday streams, they all have to be done in Japan in their mocap studio. And that's why all of a sudden we got a lot of the newer generations moving to Japan to have access to it. There's a lot of Hololive English members do not want to live in Japan. They don't want to be separated from their family and have to uproot their lives to go what they thought was just going to be, hey, I'm going to stream games. I'm going to sit there and banter with my chat. All of a sudden, expectations are now I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 concerts a year. And have to do sponsor streams. I have to go do this baseball thing. It's a lot of demand on your time, and it wears you out. Not saying that this stuff is a bad thing. There's some members of Hololive that are enjoying it. I mean, you look at Calliope Mori, but there's some that just wanted to stream and do HoloFest. They don't want to be going on tour, all this other stuff. But with Niji Sanji, it became obvious it's very cliquish. Like I said, high school. And someone gets popular like Selene, and things blow up the way it did in the Selene's situation, where a lot of things came out where, like, as far as how their social media is handled and all that, and a lot of accusations made by both sides, and people picked a side. There are people who believe Niji Sanji didn't do anything wrong, and there's people who believe what Selene said. I personally believe what Selene said. After all the stuff that came out about Niji Sanji, I believe what Selene said. And the way Niji Sanji handled that situation was god awful. But it didn't stop there. There's a lot more English, Indonesian. Let's look at this and we can get an idea of how.
Every member of Niji Sanji En who has graduated, retired, or left the company. As of writing this video, 9 members of Niji Sanji En have graduated, and in order of debut they are Pomu Rainpuff, Selene Tatsuke, Nina Kosaka, Mr. Rias, Yugo Asuma, Kyo Kaneko, Zion Lanza, Hex Haywire, and the latest member who hasn't graduated yet but is scheduled to graduate shortly after this video is published, Kunai Nakasato. The members of Niji Sanji India, which was renamed Niji Sanji En for a brief time, all graduated at the same time, as the branch was shut down, but I think they deserve a mention here. Arya, Noor, and Vihan. Here's every member.
That's a lot of graduations. Okay, people got used to seeing livers graduate from Niji Sanji or get terminated for various reasons, but what happened this past year up to this point with Hololive shocked us. I mean, this.
News. Sayu Okami released a document today revealing relations between Zion, a previous member of Niji Sanji. This document displaying disturbing information about the company behind the scenes. Given this document is too long for a short, I will summarize it. Ninji gave her a strike for saying she was sponsored by D's Nuts. Her manager cited her for messaging them asking questions, even though it's the manager's job to help her. They also gave her no time to grieve for her cat who passed, and the person assigned to her was hired within 2 weeks of her getting terminated. This is all very concerning given the document released for her termination months ago. It's hard to believe many of these citations in the notice hold any ground now given the proof we now have. How many more people are getting abused behind the scenes by corporations? Leave a comment. Breaking Vtuber.
And that's where people, like I like to say, think they're in Cyberpunk 2077, Death to Corpos. The simple fact being, it's not necessarily a great thing to be an indie VTuber. I mean, I recently went through this on a previous stream, the Cinder situation. We also have I can't say her name, but that's no. I like Asmongold.
Wowza.
I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
Dog shit game. Oh god.
To give in to cancel culture and drop their partnership with Kirshi as the result of a number of articles written about her that basically paint her in an inaccurate light, that also were written by a person who has written multiple fan fictions about trans people having non-consensual sex with cis women.
I mean, what happened to Kinshi was basically someone wrote a hit piece and thought they can get her canceled because they thought she was transphobic, apparently. Then you have Iron Mouse, where she got her channel terminated. And this goes back to people who want to go after the big fish. I mean, on the indie scene, Iron Mouse is basically the Gargura. She's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch. She's the largest name recognition, just like Gargura has. And she had difference between her situation and Gargura's. Mousy has a lot more freedom than Gargura did in Hololive. But because she's with VShojo. And like I said before, VShojo was created by the talent, for the talent, and they're free to do what they want to do. Within reason. We recently learned that Machikon graduated from VShojo. She still goes by Machikon, but we don't know why. And neither side is talking. Apparently, it was an amicable split, and we should just leave like that, not try to make it more than what it is. If Machikon's happy with the situation and VShojo's happy with the situation, just take it as a business decision and they decide to go their separate ways. Machikon still streams with members of VShojo. She still collabs with them. So it sounds like a business decision. Disagreements with management. Then Squid-chan, someone tried to cancel her because she basically she shitposts about feminism and all this stuff, and people got up in arms about it and tried to tear her down. The difference between a corporate VTuber and an indie VTuber, not necessarily the freedom of doing whatever you want to do. An indie VTuber doesn't have any protection as compared to someone who is with Hololive, Phase Connect, Neji Sanji, VShojo. They don't have people who are back her up. I mean, Mousy's channel came back, I think, within 6 hours. Because VShojo got involved and said, basically, what the fuck? And I'm wondering if something happened to these. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that. Whatever. These other ones that people will try to cancel, if they would have a quick response from YouTube or Twitch or anybody like that. Because most independents stream on Twitch. The channel on YouTube that Mousy lost was her VOD channel, her YouTube VOD channel. But it's understandable why indies have a little bit more of a problem getting into drama as compared to a corporate situation, with the exception of Niji Sanji, because we're aware of how they operate. But with Hololive, until very recently, we thought everything was good there. But because there was no drama, we didn't see talent going after each other or anything like that. They seemed like a united front, all working for the same goals, but that facade has cracked. And now we have those former talents going indie and enjoying a lot more freedom to do what they want to do, to collab who they want to collab with. I was watching that earlier.
I stream in a closet. Well, it's not actually a closet. It's more like a closet-sized room within a room with padding on the walls for soundproofing. I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my streams, and even more so when it comes to making ASMR, which uses a very sensitive microphone.
But the freedom to do what you want when you want is very appealing to be an indie. But it's also very appealing to be corporate, to know that you're going to have access to all these resources that you typically wouldn't have as an independent Vtuber. The access to musical talents, the easier access to musical composers that you want to collab with. I mean, would Gara Grub have access to Casey Edwards if she was an independent? Would she have people to help her to get an inroad to be able to talk with him and help her compose this? If she was an independent, it probably would have taken twice as long. Then the access and the ability to get Mazu to animate her video. A lot of things, a lot of resources are there in a corporate world of VTubing. The merch, conventions, and all that is sort of taking care of you. The cut that they take with Hololive, like I said, I think it's 20% of the super chats and 30% of the merch, where the talent get the lion's share, but that 20 and 30 helps them to keep operating at a level where access to Casey Edwards, to animators, is easier compared to being independent. It's a simple fact, money talks. And I'm sure all these parties down here were paid very well and on time. And we see a future for our little blue one where she already has almost 500,000 subs and 15 million, not 15, I'm sorry, 1.5 million views on a 2-minute video, little music video. And look how many followers she already has. It's a simple fact being people, her fan base is going to follow her wherever she goes. Same with Nene Nightmare. She's almost back to almost 1 million subs again. We don't know if Mume's ever going to stream. We've learned from her announcement here. We play it.
Year, my frustrations and anxieties around everything made it increasingly more difficult to put myself in front of thousands of people. I'm sorry that I cannot be more transparent about my absences, especially recently, and that I was unable to put my stressors to the side to be more present. The accumulation of issues, especially those pertaining to my ability to speak and sing, led me to step away to preserve my mental well-being. I love performing and singing on stage more than anything, so when it became apparent that I would not be able to accomplish what I wanted to in that area, I was left just heartbroken. I'm still so grateful to have been here over the last 3.5 years. I really had no expectations going in. It's really embarrassing to say how little I comprehended the scale at which Hololive existed when I auditioned. I never expected so much support and love for anything that I'd do. I never thought I could bring so much.
As you can tell that Mume is more heartbroken that she couldn't perform to the level that she wanted to because of her medical condition. That's an important thing to remember about these people. They're entertainers. That they enjoy doing what they're doing. They want to be on stream or at a concert or whatever, and to entertain their fans, and not to do it at the level that you want to, that they want you to present to you. Stresses them, makes them feel like they're failing, not being able to meet the expectations they put on themselves is what leads to disagreements with management and the direction of the company. Because they want to entertain in one way, the company wants to do it another way. I'm sure with any of these that are no longer associated with Hololive rather have the type of agreement that they have with Ame. Because if you think for a minute that they're happy losing these talents, you're sadly mistaken. Especially her. I'm sure there was many conversations between the talent behind Gargura and Hololive on how to work this out. How can we keep you here with us? What do you need? And there probably was just an impasse that neither party can agree upon. As compared to Niji Sanji, where somebody has to pay for the fucking yacht. Which is a lot different, comparatively speaking, to indies. A lot of this stuff that is handled by corporations, indies have to deal with. And if you have bad management, who, like in Cinder's case, doesn't act professional, well, you end up having major drama. You end up having a situation where your name gets dragged through the mud, that you're going to have to deal with a lot of personal stuff publicly. And to even silly shit like this, or what's happened to people writing hit pieces, people going on X and just saying you're a piece of shit, or you are a transphobe, all these other stuff, because that just seems like to be a popular thing to do right now. And people look at this and go, oh, is it true? All this stuff. It's one of those things. Where's she going? Okay. And you have people who don't understand the business at all. That they think they know the truth, but they see their opinion as the truth, not as factual. To put out content trying to get the right foot.
Them for at least allowing your VTubers to keep their identity. Thank God. I'm with ever. Now let me tell you what VTuber agencies do. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Y'all gonna be mad as shit. Cause I'ma just say it. And you guys can figure out what companies I'm talking about. So here's what's fun. You join a VTubing agency and they say, oh yeah, your identity, we own it. If you ever leave, you lose your identity. Let's go even further. Let's go even further. Oh, yeah. Your sub revenue, your merch revenue, we get between 20 to 50%.
I said this when I covered this. He's wrong. Okay. One, let's just face facts. A lot of these people behind these avatars do not want to keep that identity because it comes with baggage. It comes with a lot of baggage that they don't want no more. Because if they wanted the baggage, they would still be with the company. It's as simple as that. And the cut, it makes me laugh. 20%. That means the talent keeps 80. All right. For basically the company paying for their model, paying for the merch to be made, for it to be shipped, paying for the concert halls, paying for the convention appearances, any fees involved in that, the staff involved, all that stuff. Companies have bills to pay. Just like the agency he's a part of, Mythic, they have bills to pay. So they're going to take a cut of any deals they'll help their talent get so they can keep on doing that, to keep operating in that way. That's just business. He thinks there's a difference between corporate VTubers and streaming agencies. There is no difference. There's always a cut involved because bills have to be paid. You have to pay people to do things. They're not going to do it out of the goodness of their heart and just go to the local dumpster and eat there and go home to the cardboard box on the street corner and sleep there. And maybe walk through the car wash to get a shower. That's what Tectone doesn't get. That's the nature of the entertainment business. An actor plays a part. They don't own that part. Whoever created that part owns it. Merch deals, it's in contracts. There's no laws saying a Hollywood studio has to give their actors a cut of their merch. You can thank Star Wars for that. Those action figures and everything, the actors get a cut of it. But do they pay for it to be produced? For it to be shipped to the stores? No, of course not. But they do get a cut of it. It's the same thing with these. It's an incentive to work hard. Because I'm sure they make a lot more money from the merch sales than they do from the super chats. None of these people left because of money. Face facts, we can safely assume that the Hololive talent was taken care of very well. Or else why would they be there for 4 years? Not out of fear of going out their own, because they have been. They've done it before. They've done it before. And they were very successful. All right. I mean, certain people didn't have to go to Hololive and be successful. They already were. Maybe not at the level that they were at Hololive at the time they left, but they all gotten there at a pace that they can adjust to. Just so you know, we all know who this is and who she became. We know who Gargura is and who she's going to be. We put it this way, her first stream, it's going to be huge because everybody's going to flock to it to see if it's actually her. And I expect this number to go up dramatically when she finally streams. But the thing is, she can set her own schedule. She can do the content she wants to do. She's free to do that. Like I said in my video, I think what's going to happen is that she, Saba, Nini, and Doobie are going to get together. They're going to work together, have find management and all that stuff, and pull their resources together and help each other. I think that's what most Hololive English talent are going to do. I don't foresee them joining another agency. The one I do see they may join is Vtuber, because it's pretty much what they want. Freedom to do whatever they want and accesses to resources and an agency that is VTuber centric. I'm sure if they reach out to VShojo, they'd be more than happy to have them. The only one that can't really do it is Doobie, because of her deal with Hololive. They still be associated. It would be very complicated. And I don't think, who wants to deal with that shit? You know, even though she has collab with VShojo members, Kenya, you know, she still has freedom. She has freedom to do what she wants now. And Hololive can still produce merch of her. She still gets a cut of that merch. She can go collab with Hololive members if she wanted to. Or if Hololive members want her to come collab with them, she's able to do that too as Amelia Watson. She has to use her Hololive identity. But it's a very complicated relationship, and her going to the shoujo would be messy, to say it. But the other ones that have graduated, Saba, Nimi, I'm sure Vshoujo would be more than happy to have them. Yeah, actually, I think in reality, Hololive would like them to join Vshoujo because Vshoujo and Hololive have a working relationship where their towns can collab with each other. It's just something that worked out as compared to Niji Sanji, because Vshoujo is based in America. Okay, I don't think Hololive really sees Vshoujo as competition because Hololive is a Japanese company. Japanese companies, those Japanese entertainment companies, do not see American entertainment companies as competition. In the same way they see other Japanese entertainment companies as competition. And that's something that he doesn't get. That he talks about, people talk about idol culture. Yes, Japanese entertainment companies operate on idol culture, but VTubing or VTuber corporations like Hololive, Face Connect do not operate 100% that way. I mean, Yago's dream was to have an idol company that was based on VTubers. I think with all the announcement that Hololive has made about management, I mean, you just look at here, it's just all this stuff. I mean, that's young. It's one of those things where Hololive is huge. Not so much Hollow Stars, which no, they need to work. It's one of those things that their management company, their upper management, is changing constantly. And always trying to how's the best way to say this? Always trying to get the best people in positions where the company will grow. Just like any other corporation. Because I tell you this much, they want to grow too. They want to become more successful. Hey, they just signed 3 talents. But they're not a VTuber company. They're not a VTuber agency. They are not focused on that. They're focused on streaming. Okay. That's the reason why I said they don't have the same goals as the shoujo, where the shoujo, that's their focus. The VTubers, the talent. Their focus is on isn't necessary. It's spread far and wide. This Squid Champ, where was Mythic Talent when all her controversy happened? Did she have anybody to back her up? Did she have a management person to sit there and say, hey, we got your back? I mean, those are honest questions when you're talking about Mythic. Because I mean, the same thing with her. The hit pieces. Where was the statement from Mythic? You know, it's one of those. It's a streaming org. Is a lot. Is not focused on one thing. They're diversified. And that's fine. But don't sit there and act like you know what a VTubing corporation or organization operates like. Just because, you like this, and you like the diversity, you like all the stuff that you can have your company covering multiple genres, but at the same tone. It's basically your Mythic Talent is a handyman agency. Multi-talented, master of none. There's no clear focus that all our attention is going to be on this particular type of streamer or talent as compared to a VTuber organization where their main focus is VTubers and how can we help them be successful. It's obvious that a company like B Shoujo, that's all their talent right there. And they handle things differently. As compared to Hololive, Face Connect, Mythic. Their goals are different, comparatively speaking. I mean, there's their mission statement right there. So the whole thing that VTuber corporations operate based on idol culture is wrong. Because not all VTuber corporations operate based on idol culture. Do some of them do? Yes. And a price is paid for it. And when your top talent leaves, you start second guessing your new direction. You start wondering if you're really doing the right thing. Excuse me. Have to get comfortable. I will say this. That was a shock. That was a shock. Aqua was a shock. Shion was a shock. Fauna was a shock. We kind of had an idea, but it was still a shock. Gargura wasn't a shock. A lot of people saw it coming because of her erratic streaming schedule. The long-time viewers or fans of Gargura knew something was wrong. We didn't want to admit it to ourselves, but we knew. We had a pretty good idea. Niji Sanji, I'll be honest, I didn't have, other than Selene, I didn't watch too much of Niji Sanji unless they collabed with like Kiara. But all the stuff that came out about Niji Sanji explains a lot. It goes back to during what I was saying with Cinder. Being competitive is good, but when you take it to a level where it's unhealthy, it becomes bad real fast. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. As long as you stay focused on your goal. And in the VTuber world, that's the talent being successful and be able to make a cohesive team across the board, not just with your JP branch shouldn't be isolated from your English branch, from your Indonesian branch. You don't call your Indonesian talent English talent because it's misleading. It doesn't show that you're diverse. It shows that you are thinking way too small. Have a Niji Sanji Indonesian and support it. Support your English side just as much as you support the Japanese side, because that's what worked for Hololive. I mean, why do you think Hololive English became big? It's because they had support. They had dedicated managers that have been doing it for a while, not for 2 weeks. And support their ideas. That's changed recently. Hopefully it will be fixed. But just like the shoujo, their agency is successful. It's not to the level I would say of Hololive or even Niji Sanji, but their reputation is a same level as Hololive. I would say that. I think they're actually have become the number 2 Vtuber organization because they tried to take care of their talent. And when they make a mistake or something happens within their talent, like with Matricon leaving, they don't try to make their soon-to-be former talent look bad. They work with them to make an amicable split, and that way she can still be successful, and V Shoujo still can be successful. And the talent isn't hurt by it. Which is not something you can say for independence. Granted, she's with Mythic, but what support does she get from Mythic? You know, within VTuber orgs, it's very clear to how their talent is supported. I mean, what support has she gotten from Mythic to combat the hit pieces? I mean, I know Asmongold and Tectone have come out, but they're not management, they're talent. What has there been anything issued from Mythic concerning these situations? I mean, you got software partners, all this stuff. I'm not trying to pick on Mythic. But let's look at Mythic's Twitter feed or X feed. Let's see if they made any kind of announcement concerning any of the stuff that's going on with the VTuber talent. No, I haven't seen anything here. And we're in April. It's hard to say that they do anything to support their talent when they get into drama. It's hard to say if they offer any kind of protection, unless the talent has said something and I haven't seen it. Other than Asmongold and Tectone talking about it, that's not the management of Mythic. Mythic, the company itself. I hate to tell you, Tectone, you work for a corporation. That's what Mythic is. It's a corporation. You can call it, or you can call it whatever you want. And in the day, it's a corporation. The corporation hasn't come out in support of their talent. The shoujo has done that. The whole phishing scheme. They made a couple minor mistakes, but even when Matricon left, Vishodo didn't throw her under the bus. They worked with her so they can part amicably. That both sides come out left with agreeing publicly and privately this is the best move for both. Mythic talent mystifies me. They look like they'll just sign anybody. You know, it's one of those things. And they do have some wonderful, talented people working that sign with them. There are some very talented VTubers working there. And I would like to think they were getting if they ask for support, they get it. It's hard to believe. I mean, this is nice, but how about a little bit more like her accomplishments of projects and stuff like that? That's what's missing here. This just looks like a baseball card. It just this here doesn't really tell me much. Where's her VTuber award show? That kind of stuff. Why is that included here? List of accomplishments. If I was thinking of being a sponsor, I would look at here and go, so yeah, she's got 2 million, almost 3 million on YouTube. She's also got almost 1 million on Twitch. But what else has she done? What else can I say would be a good idea for me to offer her a sponsorship to promote my product? What's her motivation? What kind of streams does she do? Because corporations aren't going to go watch people's streams. They kind of want to go to those kind of sections and see for themselves what they have accomplished. They really not going to spend too much time doing homework. I am not going to look at you. I mean, these numbers are nice, but the same token is, well, what else has she done? Can you give me links to a couple of highlights so I can understand her personalities, stuff like that? I mean, you don't even have links to her YouTube channel, her Twitch, her TikTok, her X account. It's like I said, it's a baseball card. This mystifies me. Where's the links? And this is a nothing burger. There's more to Silvervale than what's up here. Give me links to her engagement. Give me a link to her YouTube channel. Give me a link to her Twitch. I mean, this is so bare bones, it's not even funny. I mean, even Squid Chan. This tells me nothing about the content she creates. So if I am someone who's looking to do a sponsor deal with Squid Chan, I come to this page, I'm like, this tells me nothing. Okay, let me click here. Maybe this is a link to her YouTube. No, no. Okay, there we are. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like, who does she collab? Does she collab strictly with Mythic talent? Does she collab with other talent? Like, does she go collab with people from Hololive, Shoujo? How broad is her content as far as the audience that go to her? Does she go to other agencies, have other agencies collab with her, or is she strictly with people from Mythic? You know, it's how far is the reach? And there's nothing here saying that, and none of this stuff. It's like I don't know who, none other than Tecton. I don't know who any of these people. It's a little disconcerting that this page is so bare bones, and when you click on this stuff, you're kind of, the tale of this Mythic creator is still being forged. What's that mean? I mean, she cosplays a lot of Hololive. Then why don't? Then you should have linked to that. This is mostly shorts. Let's go to her Vtuber channel. It's all shorts. Go to her Twitch channel. I'm curious to see. This is the last time she streamed. I guess it's been a while. Two years ago. This feature clip. I mean, we saw 2 years ago. I mean, is anybody encouraging her to keep going? Wondering out of curiosity. I mean, what have they done to help her to be successful? I mean, this is a corporation. In regards to what He says it's a corporation. And they're supposed to support the talent they sign. It doesn't look like all the talent is getting equal support. It looks like the ones that make a lot of money probably get support, but the ones that are either just starting out or struggling is not. So there's a lot of questions about Mythic talent that need to be asked and need to be answered. And it goes back to this video here where his agenda for this video, which is to push Mythic talent and get into the talent behind Gargura's ear to come to Mythic. It's a little disconcerting that there's some talent within Mythic that is not getting the same type of support as, say, the bigger talent. It does not seem like there is a actual support system there to help you to get more subs, more views, whatever. And quite frankly, I know. Him being there is very disconcerting because this is a signal that they don't care about how the creators behave and how it makes Mythic look when you have someone like Nux talking there. And him being there is also one of those reasons why some talent will never sign. Even though there's people within Mythic that don't like him, and you'll never see them collab with him. He knows who they are. Majority of people know who they are. I'm sure people within Mythic know who they are. But it's this here. He makes money. He's going to make money for us. Instead of, hey, he's done this, this, and this. He's got this on his YouTube page. We don't want to be associated with that. We don't care how much money he's going to make. It just looks bad. I mean, when's the last time you heard Amber Heard got a role? Just saying. I mean, in a major movie. When's the last time you heard Amber Heard get into a major movie? This is Mythic Talent's Amber Heard. Just say. And like I said, they got a lot of talented people here. And I'm just wondering, like these smaller creators, what kind of help they're getting, what kind of support. Is there someone mentoring them? There's a lot of questions here. I mean, what's their mission statement? There it is. You know what this sounds like? Yes. Here's the difference. We are a VTuber. Mythic specializes in personal approach that no other leading service company in the industry can provide. Okay, you can see and feel the difference from day one. All right, We don't inspire confidence. We deliver in all aspects of management and career growth. And we tailor our approach accordingly to unique needs of our group. This stuff over here isn't unique. It isn't. Most talent corporations, regardless if they're VTubers or whatever, do this. This is not unique. Mythic provided with such a large surge of income, I can actually consider retiring in my 30s. They have been with me every step of the way since I started content creations and wouldn't be where I am today without them. A lot of these are ambiguous. I mean, these are our top names here, but and with me only having 6 subscribers, I really doubt that'd be interesting. Especially with some of the things I said about the company. I have a lot of questions about Mythic as compared to the Shoujo, even Hololive, and to a certain extent, Niji Sanji. There's more stuff out there about how they treat their talent as compared to Mythic. Right? I mean, anytime something is produced by a VTuber agency, their name is attached to it. I'm confused. It just seems like a regular old talent agency. They don't specialize in anything. As far as the VTuber community, until certain things become clear, if I was a VTuber, I really wouldn't be looking at Mythic. To be honest with you. I mean, I'll be looking at Shoujo. Because they're basically the same thing as Mythic, but they're VTuber centric. I mean, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. I mean, I don't think even Mythic has a dedicated YouTube channel. Let's take a look and see if Mythic has a dedicated. Okay. Maybe put some content on your damn channel. I mean, it would kind of help people to understand what you do, what makes you unique. Just saying, Because if I do this, this content, all right, they're help promoting their talent. There's even news features. A whole bunch of things that people can watch to kind of understand what the company is like. And to promote their talent. As comparative to this. I mean, you can even put up videos of people you signed, who they are, to help promote them. You know? I mean, it's kind of fascinating. You got this many subscribers with no content. Who subscribed to you? And why would they? I'm not saying my content is burning up the charts, but at least I have content on my channel. Wow. To me, the difference between a corporate and an indie VTuber, a corporate does a lot for you that you don't have to really worry about. The model, the merch, events, all that's done by the corporation. As compared to an indie, where a true independent, not someone who's signed with Mythic, at least I assume that they have to handle a lot of that on their own. The merch, if they're going to a convention, if they want to do a concert, all that stuff, they have to make their own team to do that. As compared to the corporations where there's a team in place already to handle that stuff. And all these corporations operate differently. Compared to what he says,
guys, there are some creators where they don't get any percent. Yep. They say, well, you need to pay us back for us making you. So pay you money to be in it. VTuber streaming orgs demand say, well, I do it and it's fine. I'm just happy to be a creator. Normal streaming orgs pay you
in this video,
VTuber streaming orgs demand money from you for it.
Give you a little insight. I obviously go over this, and I go in detail. Right? Yeah, it's basically 3.5 hours of me dissecting a lot of stuff, and it's because there's so many things he says in this video that it's so wrong.
For at least allow
and I don't want to spend another 3 hours dissecting what Tectone gets wrong. And he's wrong. He has no real insight into the VTuber industry. What the corporation does, why a VTuber centric corporation, the help they provide, all the motivations to be successful. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why they take why Hololive takes 20% on super chats and why they take 30% on merch. He doesn't get that they have 679 employees. That's not talent. That's employees. Okay, talent are contractors. All right. These are people who get a salary, get a paycheck to do things. They just don't show up to do things for free. They get paid. That's the reason why they take a cut of super chats, 20%. That's the reason why they take a cut of merchandise, 30%. This is the reason why they take 50% of the concert box office. It's because they have 679 employees they have to pay. You know, the people who design the merch, who help talent get in contact with people like Casey Edwards, to help talent to get in contact and work with animators, to help design new outfits for their model. They pay for it. So they have to have money coming in to pay for it. This is not that hard to understand. I don't get why he doesn't get it. I do, because he doesn't do any research, but this is just basic business sense. I mean, sorry, Ame. I mean, let's just take a quick look here. I'm gonna mute it. I don't get copyrighted. But take a look. These are look how many people are here that pay, that come to a venue that's paid for by Hololive, not by the talent, by Hololive. And to see their talent, their waifus, their oshis, to experience this. Okay, this is a concert. They're singing and dancing for the audience, and to be able to show how hard they work. Now, this isn't what Mythic does, right? This is, put it this way, this is not even what Niji Sanji does. You don't hear Niji Fest. And this is a popular thing that happens in Japan and within the fan base of Hololive. That's all paid by Cover Corp. People fly to Japan to see this. I don't get what people like Tectone don't understand about this. Why they have to take a cut. And the talent benefits from this. It's an investment to be more successful, to help them succeed more, to promote their talent. This doesn't come free. This isn't cheap either. Again, get comfortable, please bear with me. Sucks getting old, I tell you that much. So people like that have the same opinion of Tectone don't get it. Why corporations like Hololive, like Face Connect, are beneficial and help their they want their talent to succeed. They give them support, because if they become successful, the corporation becomes successful, and they can hire more talent to help this person become successful and keep growing your talent, keep growing your reach. Just like any other entertainment company does, whether you produce a TV show, movie, any other production company does the exact same thing. They take a cut in order to invest into the company to help other talented people to become successful. They're constantly investing into the company to pay their employees, to encourage them to work hard, all that stuff, so they can be successful. It's not idol culture. That's business. Now, the whole direction of the company thing, yeah, I think they were trying to push the idol culture in Hololive, and it backfired on them. They lost a lot of talented people. They like being idols, but they didn't want to be part of the idol culture. Is that streak of independence. And it's just not the Hololive English, it's also the Japanese. They didn't want to deal with it. Because it's one of those things where the difference in the direction of the company and the differences with management is about, this is what I want to do, or we want to do this. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, then we really can't work with each other, can we? No, I guess not. It's been nice. No, I mean, there's more to it than that, but it's kind of the point. It's just, all these talented people, hopefully she gets better. All these very talented people didn't stay there because they weren't making much. They were making money. They were making good money. Put it this way, they were making a lot more money than he has. Last time, I don't think I ever heard Tectone renting out a concert hall and holding a concert for tens of thousands of people. I don't think Tectone singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Dodger Stadium is going to be newsworthy. It would be newsworthy when people go, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I'm just saying. And people who they don't understand. All right. It's a lot of people.
I wonder what's going on the VTuber side of YouTube.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Hello, I am Azahara. I'm your favorite half black, half Latino, transsexual, bisexual VTuber. So I had to rewrite the script and re-record this video because it seems that another VTuber corporation is starting to crash and burn. Which is interesting, as I had noticed this corporation was trying to take a page out of Niji Sanji's playbook about a year ago, but I will talk about that later on. So I guess it's another year and another batch of small VTuber agencies is lighting themselves on fire like it's some kind of and why they collapsed. Spoiler alert, if you
The long short of it, these agencies he's talking about, they weren't rubbing. Okay, they did a lot of shady shit, but and they were more interested in the quick buck than the long-term profit.
It seems that many of these agencies just can't seem to grasp this simple equation. When it comes to,
I mean, he's talking about Niji Sanji. Yeah.
Is based just on speculation, but the most commonly cited reason as for why the talents have quit because they have
Disagreement with management.
Unlike Niji Sanji, the Hololive talents haven't directly accused management of mistreatment, but there have been multiple instances where sheer incompetence have caused unnecessary struggles for the talents.
I mean, this is a typical opinion that corpos are bad, people say, with no factual evidence backing it up. It's a very ambiguous statement, disagreement with management and direction of the company. That can mean anything. You know, they told me no one too many times about projects I wanted to do or a collab I wanted to do. Oh, that's a disagreement with management, isn't it? Oh, they want me to do 2 to 3 concerts a year. I want to stream more. That's difference in the direction of the company. It's basically it could be anything. And we will never know what it is. We can make a lot of logical assumptions, but main reason why she left was medical. Her throat, her voice. You know, she could have gone on hiatus for however long it takes to get her voice fixed, to get well. And Hololive probably would have supported her because she was very popular. I'm assuming that offer was made to her, and she chose not to take it. That, and the fact it's
Much joy to so many people across the globe. I joined to be a part of something bigger than myself, and something that would have me working with other people, do so many cool things with everybody. More of you while I was here.
I don't mean to skip through her statement. I'm trying to find a
I also want to leave you all with some final covers and a pre-recorded 3D stream. Much fun as possible over the next month. I'm looking forward to the remaining time I have here with you all. And let's not ever be this serious ever again.
I mean, everybody understands the health issue. Okay. Her disagreeing with management would be, hey, go do what you need to do till you get better, then we'll be, and you can start up again. All right. She may not just didn't want to do that. Okay. You can make that a logical assumption. It could be something else too. But to say it wasn't about money when your merch sells really well and you get 70% of that, it's kind of hard to believe. All right. Like I said, yeah, she only had 1 million subscribers. That don't mean anything really. There's a lot of lurkers or people who just don't subscribe and just watch the streams. And then maybe the person that's here is not a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It's kind of hard to say that she wasn't popular and she didn't have it. And that they weren't buying her merch. They weren't sending her super chats and all this other stuff and supporting her. So to say that any of these people left because of money is a stupid thing to say. Or a very uninformed opinion. Very.
For at least allowing your VTubers to keep their identity.
It's like he doesn't know how VShojo was created.
Of all of the VTuber orgs, I would just like to say VShojo's probably the least bad.
Like I said, he doesn't understand anything. He doesn't take the time to look into any subjects in the VTuber world. Because he started off towards the beginning, he said he was an outsider looking in. That means he's uninformed. He's unaware. And he just doesn't care. So he's going to spout off a bunch of stuff that he thinks is the truth, that it's his opinion, and he's the only one that can say shit that's correct 100% of the time. But it's just his opinion. There's nothing based in fact in any of this video. I'm not going to go through this video. I already did it once, and I'm not going to spend another 3 hours doing it. But it just highlights what people like him do. Knee-jerk reactions, and those knee-jerk reactions become your truth. No, just like with any drama, When it first comes out, everybody jumps on it. I mean, to get the clout, get the clout, get the views. I mean, if I really wanted views really bad, I wouldn't be talking about this. I'll be covering Hassan Piker. But I don't give a fuck about Hassan Piker. I've never watched him. I don't care about his opinions. The drama is dumb to me. Okay, the simple fact being, you're giving him what he wants, attention. How you beat people like Hassan Piker, or how you, like if he did something horrible or had a horrible opinion, whatever, and he says something that's truly asinine, he's doing it for attention. How you fight that? You don't give him any attention. It's that simple. Oh, he said this about the troops. Don't you care about veterans? Yeah, I am one. There's a storm. I don't give a shit what one person says about the troops on Twitch. You don't think that's not the first? You think this is the first time people have said shit? Who gives a fuck? You know what? I'm not going to be sitting here going, you should be thankful for me for fighting for your freedom of speech. No, it's your opinion. If you want that opinion, so be it. But I don't have to fucking listen to it now, do I? I don't have to listen to your opinion at all. It's like with this, I could just go up here and go boom, it's gone. I don't have to listen to Tectone if I don't want to. I don't have to tune into Asmongold or any, to be honest, with any of this stuff here. I didn't have to care. I didn't have to tune into Mume or Fauna. I fell down the rabbit hole because of a situation I was going through, and I needed positive energy. That's how I fell down the Vtuber rabbit hole. It's because I promised myself I wouldn't say this. I'm going to anyway, so it maybe brings some clarity to why I have the opinions I have and why I was a fan of Hololive and all that. I smoke. If you couldn't guess. That would be 3 years from now. I got my diagnosis for stage 3 lung cancer. And for 2 years, I knew I had it. So the whole process I already went through. And I was already in the acceptance phase. I tell people this all the time. You may have you think you know what getting radiation chemo's like. Whatever you're thinking, you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't take into account the mental aspect of it. Because it really breaks you down. When I got my diagnosis, I was 240 pounds. 3 weeks later, I was 195 pounds. Doctor got scared. I got scared. I got really depressed. And went to a dark place. I couldn't work. There was nothing I could do to take my mind off it. So I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube. So one day I went to YouTube, and was aware of Hololive. I watched the debut of it, and every once in a while, too. And I saw Gura was streaming. I don't remember exactly what stream she was. And I watched it, and I laughed. First one I had in a very long time. And ever since then, at that point, I latched onto Gura to keep me from a dark place. Because she can make me laugh. That was so important for me to get through that time when I really didn't have anybody physically there for me. I had family. I knew I can call them, but I didn't have anybody living with me to keep my spirits up. I was not going to call my son and have him on the phone for 6 hours. Keep my spirits up. I'm not going to call my brothers or my sister for that. I needed something to make me smile, make me laugh while I was getting chemo and radiation. It was Gura. It was Kiara. It was Callie, Eno, Amelia. I love when one thing I liked to do when I was going through all that was to listen to their collabs. I would just put my headphones on and just listen to their collabs. It would get me through it. That's the reason why I know so much about Hololive. I became very aware of it, and I looked into it. Is the talent being treated fairly? To me, it was important. I mean, I don't want to, as much as I enjoyed their streams, as much as I being entertained. The whole myth of Japanese companies and workaholics was concerning. I mean, during those first early years, they were all streaming about 6 days a week. Myth was. You wonder if the organization was telling them to do that or doing it on their own. They were doing that on their own. They were doing the grind, sort of like what I'm trying to do. But that's why when people like Tectone say things and don't really look into the subject they're talking about, bothers me. It just irritates me because they have no comprehension of what they're talking about. Just because you're part of this doesn't mean you're part of a VTuber. Just because you have some VTubers in Mythic Talent doesn't mean you understand what a VTuber corporation does. I mean, he's not a fucking VTuber. And if you listen to this person and take what he says as truth, well, you're retarded. Because he has a bias against them. Because he believes they threw him underneath the bus. Yeah, I also cover that subject. I've talked about it. And it goes back to do your research and try to learn the truth. Don't take what people say at face value. And when you learn the truth and you make a video about it, it isn't going to be 30 minutes. The truth takes time to explain, to debunk misconceptions. Just say. And I hope they're happy. I hope Saba, who may be former talent known as Kura, is going to be happy in their new ventures and be successful because they deserve it. And if they choose to go to V Shoujo, good for them. They're all doing their own thing. The ones that graduate. I mean, it. There we are.
Coco, Mano Alo, the Chinese branch, Yogiri, Sevia, Spade Echo, Doris, Rosalind, Artia, and Hollow Stars, Kagami Kira, Yaku Shinji.
I mean, they're talking about past life. You know, that's bullshit. That is such bullshit. But yeah, don't ever do that. As lives. Well, they except for that one because Demon Dice has a Twitch channel because she does streams on that, and she has a unique voice, so you automatically know who it is. Anyway, you can find out their new identity. You go to Reddit and all that, and it'll be there. A lot of wow. Didn't realize I should have. It's in the world of VTubers, independent VTubers that don't have a management that will help them deflect drama, or just plain have bad managers who gets them into drama. They are at a big disadvantage. Okay. It's one of those things where whatever that corporations do very well. They do when they get into drama, it's addressed. Sometimes terminations happen because of it, but it's not done in it shouldn't be done in a way that's a detriment to the talent. In other words, do the opposite of what Niji Sanji does. Give them a chance to get their career. Because you never know. They could come back to the company. This one is never say never type thing. Not a one. I don't know much yet. I'll let you know if there's the YouTuber content to really understand what his take on things. Huh? And like I said, you can find all these people who graduated from Hololive, Face Connect, and Niji Sanji, their new identity, and you can go support them if that's what you want to do. Most likely, you already have. You already subscribed to them. He's the last person who's talking about. Yeah, he is the last person. It's the Cinder situation, the Squid Chan situation, which
Equality is
and she's part of Mythic. Which I mean, I see. There's nothing here about being part of Mythic, but without a good management team, a good organization, you have to deal with it on your own, and it's extremely difficult. And when I say management team, you have a manager to handle your business, a manager to handle your artist, your editor, someone to handle your security. Basically, a team to basically protect you, and someone to help you with PR. Make sure you always have good optics. Whether you're part of a corporation organization, whatever, or a 100% independent, you need to have that kind of a team in order to keep you protected from people. Right? If someone writes you a hit piece about you, boom, they're out there, they're discrediting it, they're sitting here and keeping informed, come to a way to address it, all that shit. And don't have your point. Just get professional. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got 6 subscribers now. A year from now, maybe I'll have 100,000 subscribers. I don't know. But eventually, if I keep growing, maybe eventually I'll need to have a manager. I'm not there yet, but you need to have a professional team to help you out to get through the dramas, to prevent dramas, and to look out for your best interest. Well, let me close something. Oh, hey, Nux. Since they didn't get all the harassment gang, I wonder who got Iron Mouse's channel taken down. Just curious. All these sounds again. All right, let's go to here. I always like ending my streams on something. Close that. On something fun. Let's do this. I like pugs. Look at this one. Watch this.
Want a treat?
So dogs apparently don't like this sound. His face.
Oh!
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Okay, that's impressive.
Hi! Look how cute he is. Hello! Hey!
Oh my God.
I love pugs. Yeah, I used to do that. Is he sleeping or trying to hang himself and get out of the house? Well, cut it out. I'll turn this car around. Just yakking.
What? What? Who's that? What's wrong, boy?
Oh, Bebe.
What? What? What?
It's cute. Oh boy. Yeah, I had to have kids, so never can get a break.
This dog fell asleep like this. She's asleep. These two are being little angel peaches and sleeping like normal dogs, and then there's Maggie. How? How?
Grandma.
My belly is rumbling. I hunger, mother. I hunger.
Well, there's one good use for a cat. Maybe I'll get a Roomba.
Can I clean your eyes? I want to clean your wrinkles. Just, please.
You know, Matilda let us do this.
Yeah. Where are you going? I just want to clean your eyes. I gotta clean the boogies.
Ждать. Будешь ждать. Ждать.
Mami, te voy a mandar una foto de la caca porque te digo algo. Me salió re fea y me dolió.
I didn't really need to see that. This is how chill pugs are. Jesus. I don't want to just spin it in circles. Good luck. You want to get on? Yep.
Lay down there.
The pug bus.
You can take a small bite. Just bite the corner like this. You see? Just bite it. Gentle.
That's not a pug. Yeah, pugs have to be in the bathroom with you, by the way. What the hell is that? What is that? What is that? Some kind of vibrator? Massager or something? That's just weird. Alright. Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, slap a like on it, and comment if you can to help with the YouTube algorithm. I should have my editing software here tomorrow, and I'm going to start editing my Minecraft videos. And also, I may re-edit some of my live streams and some of my older videos I have on here, just to make them look a little nicer and maybe cut down the time, because especially the tech tone ones, I repeat myself a lot. But we'll look forward to some changes going forward. Once again, if you're an artist and you happen to be listening to this, please understand I'm on a fixed income. I can't commission anybody to do anything. I do appreciate the effort. Understand that the desire to get to work and to make your dreams come true. But right now, I'm not in a position to help you in that way. I'm more than willing to have you come on a live stream and show your wares. But as me personally doing it, it's not going to happen. I'm just being honest with you. And I try to be very nice to all the artists that contact me on Twitter, X. And there's a lot of you. There is a lot of you. Kind of wish that you would just read my timeline and all this stuff. But there's a lot of you, and you're all asking me to commission work. And right now, I don't have the money for that. I've spent all the money that I'm going to spend right now on software, equipment, and all that stuff for my YouTube channel. And until I get to the point where I'm getting a return on that, I cannot, in good conscience, say, yes, go ahead and do all this stuff for me and have no way to pay you. That's not good business. That's not how to start up a good relationship. And I don't want to do that. I'll wait until the point in time where I can have the means to do that, and that will happen. I do not plan on becoming a VTuber. I get asked that a lot. But also never say never. Maybe one day way down the line. But right now, no. Don't ask me. I'm not going to do it. All right. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Give me some feedback, please. All right. Y'all have a good night and take care of yourself.